Come on! Let's go!
This way! On your left!
Oh fuck, I tripped!
Look out!
Whoa, shit!
Oh no! Where are my legs? Guys, there's only one way out of this now.
Chris, what do you mean? It seems like we have at least a couple of options here.
No. It's, there's only one way out. I'll have to charge the line and distract them while you and Tori get away.
Chris, where are you charging, bud? You can't charge anywhere without any legs. But Chris, I can carry you.
No. Just put me in that cardboard box over there and push me down the hill.
That's a very, very good use of a cardboard box, I must say, and a totally feasible distraction to let us get going, but it's really unnecessary, don't you think? I mean, we have supporting fire we can call up.
Yeah, what about air support?
No! There's no other way. I'll have to sacrifice myself to save us and end it.
Save us?
Yeah, save us. Down in a blaze of glory and all.
Oh, damn it. Chris, is that a COVID cough?
Tori, it's not 2020 anymore. We can't say that. We're gonna get blocked.
Hey, Alessio. Q, here's to you. Here.
I'm a ghost. Sorry, Chris. I thought we had an agreement here. I'm not going to edit any of you guys' episodes anymore. Also, what the fuck is going on?
It's just, Chris is trying to be a martyr, I guess.
Yeah, he's trying to end it.
And what?
The
podcast.
Wait, who's shooting at you guys?
The podcast.
Say no more. I completely understand. What's the plan?
There's only room in this cardboard box for one whole person, and it's gotta be me.
But Chris, you're half a person.
Ugh, not anymore.
Guys, can we quit it with the legs?
Oh no, Tori, why'd you shoot your legs off?
The podcast.
Well, now you both can fit on the box, I guess.
All right, I'm in position. Warren, give us a push.
Absolutely. It's a good thing I just got this aftermarket arm put on.
Excuse me, what?
Oh, yeah. Get a little of that.
Is this some Senator Armstrong shit?
Oh no, he's a turncoat.
Chris, he's not wearing a coat.
Lie down, both of you. You're losing a lot of blood.
Is this like a whole liquid ocelot thing? Like Big Boss's nightmare from Metal Gear Solid 3? I'm confused, and you guys are scaring the shit out of me. I do not want to be here anymore.
But Alessio, the podcast. Oh my god. That was the wildest dream. Jesus. Oh god. Okay. Woo. My legs are still here.
Hey, Tori.
Chris, why the hell are you in my room? We don't even live in the same state.
This is all a metaphor. Anyway, I was wondering if you wanted to come and be the new host on Metal Gear Mondays, with Cole and I.
No, Chris. I don't think I will.
Here's to you, dear listeners, and welcome back to another episode of Metal Gear Mondays Revengeance, where you'll find your favorite conversations around Metal Gear and Kojima-related content delivered to you through tactical podcast action. I'm your host, Warren Minix, and with me, as always, are my good friends, in no particular order, Chris Hampton. What's up, man?
Hi-ho there, campers.
Tori Cortez. Hi, Tori.
Hello.
And we are joined today by Ghost Dad himself, back from the prow, Alessio Summerfield. What's up, man?
Hello.
Ghost Daddy.
You know I'm around because everybody's hair starts standing up on the back of their necks.
I got goosebumps.
Oh shit, I really do.
Oh,
It might be
shit.
cold in my apartment. I don't know.
Nah, I'm actually there.
Oh shit!
No, I'm actually there.
Legit. I just turned around to face the wall that's behind me, expecting to see you, and now I'm
Oh
disappointed.
shit.
Wow.
Oh shit. I thought you were gonna say I just turned around and faced the wall and there is somebody here, but it's
Yeah.
not Alessia.
Whoa! What are you doing, strange
And then the
person?
audio just cuts out.
Yeah, that would be Blair Witch style. That'd be impressive.
Cue that scream here.
Yeah.
God, that last shot of Blair Witch is burned into my brain for the rest
Oh,
of
it,
my life.
it still sticks with me. I think that's a big chunk of why that movie still kind of tracks.
That's great.
I've never seen Blair Witch.
Oh,
so
Chris.
I don't like scary movies. Sorry. Me no scare. No.
I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, you'd probably enjoy a chunk of it, especially from a how they made it standpoint. Like, wow, this is really impressive that they made this all work. But that last like 20 minutes
Oh,
in a proper way is like pretty legit, like well made tension.
yeah.
You know,
It
Muy
makes my
caliente.
tummy hurt.
Yes.
makes me throw my popcorn.
It makes me scream Mike.
Yeah, oh my god, how many times do they scream Mike in that?
Jesus
Heather,
Christ.
Mike.
Well,
Poor
cool.
Heather.
Are we gonna find somebody's ear wrapped in some cloth? Or
Yeah.
It's always a possibility, I suppose.
welcome to the Blair Witch cast.
Yes. So I don't know, guys. What do we want to talk about here? This is our little in between episode that we wanted to put out there just as we transition from our portable op season to our final season.
Wait a minute, Warren. Do they know it's the final season? Maybe we should talk about that.
Ha.
Yeah. I think that's why we're here, Alessio.
Perfect. Chris, you sounded like you were either clearing your throat or really needed to say
I just,
something.
the elephant in the room, right?
Wait a minute. So Tori has a ghost in her room and you have an elephant in your room? What is going on?
It's
Warren,
big.
what's in your room?
I got nothing interesting. I got Mega Mans. I got some Mega Man.
Whoa.
Hell
Hold
yeah.
on.
Figurines.
What? Oh, I thought like actual. I was like, what is happening?
Warren
I
is
actually have like a
uh,
life-size blaster. as
Warren
well.
is Dr. Light.
He is
Yeah.
Dr. Light.
I didn't know this the entire time, but his full name is Warren Light Minix.
No, Warren Dr. Light Minix.
Hell yeah.
So yeah.
Well, anyway, bye.
Yeah, this is our this is that transition piece. I guess I don't know. I feel like I think it's important that we kind of, just sort of set the table. I think that was the understanding that we'd like to do with this is just, transparency has always been our MGM brand, regardless of hosts or season we're in. So I think that's our game today.
Yeah. And I think also in the spirit of transparency, as much as we would hate to admit that this isn't, and say like, oh, this isn't really an afterthought. This literally is, I think, an afterthought, right? We're recording this after we have recorded everything that will be published after this. We just kind of realized, hey, we left all these expectations out in the air for the audience. So we come to correct ourselves.
It's crazy. I think it's the first time in Metal Gear Monday's history that there's been an entire season recorded ahead of us talking about said season.
Sure.
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, shit, guys. Yeah, I on my end, so we recorded. So for the listener in the future, there's a very lovely round table with Tori, Warren, and Chris that is going to be coming up about some like origin story stuff, which is cool. But I guess it would probably be more appropriate for us to talk about like why the show is ending, and for you guys to have like a proper Metal Gear Monday's Revengeance hat tip. So I don't know. What's the best way to do this, Warren? How do you want to do it?
I mean, I like that we can just sort of talk it out. I mean, lots happened, since Revengeance started, right? Just in the world outside of the 3 and 4 of us in the room,
Oh shit, you have 4 people in your room right now?
Yeah, told you, multiple Mega Men.
they're all
Just
Mega Men.
life-size Mega Men just
It
staring
just
at
has
one.
It's all the
Mega Men arranged to represent us, and he's like staring at them. I
Oh, he's
imagine.
talking to them? He's having a tea party?
Well, no, like they're
Warren, I'll
a
miss you too,
representation.
bud.
They're avatar for us.
Thanks.
Right?
yes, exactly.
Is mine
Warren just
Proto Man? Because
Oh,
that's
of
my
course,
favorite.
dude. I've only ever known Chris as like a dude with a Proto Man avatar. I don't know why.
yeah, proto dude.
Word.
Oh, that's why. Thanks, Tori. Yeah, yeah, so what's why the fuck are you guys ending my show?
What?
What would it be best to go about this chronologically, maybe? Because I think the fallout happened one person at a time.
Yeah, sure.
Just which I think would have to start with Chris. Are you cool with taking it away?
Yeah, I'm cool to revisit a lot of my trauma on air. People.
Chris, I know that your scars just healed, but we're gonna have to nail some more
Lord.
nails through your palms. So.
I mean,
Here,
where
have
do
a
we?
lie down on this couch.
Where I'll come lie down on your couch.
All right, hold on.
On-
Now I gotta
on
make
Warren's
a note to
desk.
include couch.
The Proto Man doll is
Couch
moving to a
sounds?
couch that
Hold
Warren
on.
has on his
Couch
desk.
sounds.
Oh.
All right.
Check your messages, guys. I just sent you a picture of
Hey,
2 of them.
Oh shit! Is this the Mega Men? Ooh,
This
Hey,
is a
there's-
couple of the Mega Mens.
Oh,
There's
yes.
Warren and Chris.
Yeah.
Warren, why are you so much bigger than Chris?
Because
It's the
Chris is
helmet.
half a person.
What was it you
Oh,
first
right.
said about me, Alessio? Is like I was 2 feet shorter in real life.
Oh yeah, absolutely, dude.
Yeah.
Chris,
That's right.
you shocked me when I met you.
Yeah. Okay. So why the show's ending? So, we kind of hit this thing, ground running when Sam left, and it was Cole, myself, and Tori. Right. And we had planned this. We had sort of planned the whole season ahead of time, right? And like
Mhm.
production was kicked off, and I had hired an outside editor and everything, because the thing is, like, my job is my day job, because I don't do this for a living. No, I don't think anyone who's ever done this, I can safely say, has ever done this as their job.
If they
Right.
have, I never knew about it.
Right.
Yeah, no kidding.
Somebody might have been
fucking amazing.
siphoning some money or no. There's no,
Yeah, years down the road,
There's
Warren's
something.
like, actually, the Wawa thing was a front, and
Yeah.
I was making a full-time job out of
Yeah,
it.
Warren's always with something. I'm trying to figure out an anagram for Wawa. It's not working out.
Yeah.
Warren's living on some oil tanker out in the Seychelles.
Yes. Liquid.
The podcast. Yeah, so that's the reality of my life. And then 2020 happened, right? So I had gotten laid off from my job, and it was pretty unexpected. And I was like scrambling there for a minute. I was also like moving. I'm also like building a house, and that's kind of scary, like getting laid off and also building a house, and like
Woof.
and then so I got another job, and things were looking good, and then I got laid off again.
Yeah, man.
Mm.
Yeah.
That sucks.
So, but we're all good now. Like, I have secured.
Spoilers, Chris.
It turned out like super well ultimately for me. Like, I'm neck deep now in my field, my industry, and I'm loving it. So
I'm glad that you followed that up with your field and your industry and not
find me on
anything
LinkedIn.
Neck
super heinous.
In the dirt.
Right.
Now, Chris,
Uh,
is that neck deep with legs or without legs?
I would say without legs, sans legs. Yeah, sans legs.
I like it.
I'm sitting down for this. Yeah.
Yeah, Chris is our Lieutenant Dan.
Yeah. So ultimately, like, what that resulted in is, like, as we had moved out of the work that I had like pre-planned, which was really,
Yeah, you were like the transition team.
yeah, we were the transition team, and what I had pre-planned and sort of done was the rebrand and everything, and then the season 3, like I spent a lot of time like setting up like a whole system, like a project system for us to follow, basically, to quickly publish the show and not have it be a huge burden. Um, and then beyond that, though, I wasn't able to really like continue that level of involvement because that's a lot of work, right?
Yeah, for the listeners at home who may not know, like when an episode goes live, it is not just like click a button. It is upload to like you have to upload it to the server, which then pushes it out to like Spotify, Apple, blah 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 blah. But then you have to like make a post on the website, update the artwork, make sure the description is right. Then you have to like publish it to the website on top of that, and then YouTube, and then Facebook and social posts on Instagram and Twitter. It's like when an episode goes up, it's like probably 2 hours
Mhm.
of work
Yeah.
just to put it up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So like the arrangement, I believe that we had sort of discussed, and please correct me all if I'm putting words in your mouth. I don't mean to misrepresent you. And we're totally talking off the cuff for listeners at home. This is exciting. This is like Maury, but without the drama, I think. So like a PBS special, maybe.
Or we could always like put some hold on. Hey Alessio, when you're editing this, you could put some like Kitchen Nightmares music in the background. And then we could be like, fuck you, Chris. That's not how it happened at all.
Oh, yeah. But I sort of, the way it sort of was shaking out was like I was gonna have to like sort of take a step back and be a third wheel, more in the background. Tori and Warren are gonna drive the vehicle, right? But I still wanted to like remain involved in support capacity, and like be there to help with like the fucking Discord or whatever,
He means that in a positive way.
Discord.
The fucking
the
Discord.
fucking Discord, man. There's a bunch of drama babies, really. But so that was totally the case. After I got laid off, though, that changed because, if a man or a person, any non-gendered specific person loses the means of their livelihood, and they're not like wealthy, independent of that, it's a bad thing. And so I had to like scramble to do that and resolve that pretty quickly. And that required me to shift 100% of my focus to sort of like retrain, regear myself, and have lots of arguments with the Tennessee Department of Workforce Development.
Go get him, Tiger.
Yeah. So
I bet you chewed him out good.
I was like sort of stepping back, and Tori and Warren did like all the Peace Walker stuff here is like really primarily them. And I think they did a fantastic job. It's just like conceptually, I think probably one of my favorite seasons of the show. And it was just really fantastic to be a part of.
Thanks, man.
But, that was primarily
Shucks.
Warren and Tori driving all of that work and doing the interviews with Ryan. That was 100% them. Like Tori had like, when I had started taking a step back, Tori had taken on editing the show too. So that was some additional work. And I think like there's just a whole lot that goes into Metal Gear Mondays. It's a machine that's been made kind of before us, and it's like a thing you inherit and you tweak it and you change it. But it's, ultimately it's a very large thing. It's grown a lot. How it's been like, what, a decade? How long has this show been around?
It's like shot like a hair over 6 years.
Yeah. Well, that's a.
It's close though.
That's
That's
like a decade in like modern times, because anybody like millennials and under, we got shorter lifespans to look forward to.
Mm-hmm. If you go by Moore's law,
from all the not working and asking for handouts.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Fantastic.
If you're a boomer listening, then turn it the fuck off.
Yeah.
No.
Go to
As the
fucking
oldest person
hell.
in the room here, I think we're all right.
Yeah. Well, so it's fun that Chris mentions the Tory editing thing, because that's kind of where like my part of the story starts, which is kind of fun. I was on the initial phone call with Sam and Chris and Cole. Who the fuck else was on that? Sam, Chris, Cole. Was that it?
Maybe Zach?
Zach?
Yeah, Zach was there. Yeah, so Zach also was like, hey, personal stuff. I think I'm going to take a step back. And it's like, okay, cool. Like the show is transitioning to like a new era anyway. But I mean, on that call, and I mean, if we are talking super transparently, on that call, it was definitely like Sam saying he's leaving, Zach saying he's leaving, and then me being like, well, what do you guys want to do? And I remember talking to Chris and Cole, and like they still sounded like real fired up and that they were real excited to do this.
Mhm.
And I know that obviously it was going to be a lot of work. And so I was like, me and Sam both were like, oh, if you guys need help, like we're always here, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
But it was definitely like hey, this is the moment where it's like, should we stop? Should we keep going? And I think like every like Horizons were like New Horizons were on the cusp of entering the picture, and everybody was still very excited. And yeah, the support team was there and ready to rock. But as Chris mentioned, like a lot of curveballs got thrown at the planet shortly
Yeah.
after. And so yeah, so that's kind of where I jumped in and was like with Tori. I actually had a lot of fun, Tori, with you, where we would hop on like video calls and we would
Mhm.
just like edit stuff together, like kind of showing each other stuff or whatever, asking questions. And then I also kind of like would help Tori as far as like running through all the responsibilities and stuff of the website and all that other shit. So that was super fun. But yeah, obviously I don't want to steamroll over your part of the story, Tori. I just wanted to mention, like, for anybody who may know me exclusively as a Discord, there I go again with the word ghost, a Discord ghost. I was doing stuff to help you guys out too, because I think primarily, like, I don't even know if I would have been on the Discord prior to that, because I think at that point it had sort of like I don't think I'd been on it in a while
Mhm.
before the Switch
Yeah, I
the
mean,
2.0.
well, you had just expressed the need that you had wanted to like sort of stay away from it too for a while.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
like
Because I had
would
just moved to
help.
New York. I was super busy with work.
Mhm.
I was still trying to figure out like what the fuck am I gonna do? Because it was like, hey, I moved to New York for a reason. I gotta get out there and network and like meet people and blah 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 blah. And then like 4 months into that, it was like, no, you don't.
You have to stay
Yeah.
home.
You don't have to do anything. You're gonna be here now.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, so I mean, I won't lie. I definitely like crawled to the Discord because I was like, I don't know anybody and it's scary outside.
yeah.
Aw.
I think that 2020 it certainly did become sort of a safe haven for a lot of us, you know?
For sure, for sure.
And like that
Mhm.
we saw a huge amount of growth in the Discord during that time. And that's
Mhm.
when Warren joined in, right? About that time, I think.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah,
Certainly.
yeah.
it's
And
crazy.
yeah, but if I could like just comment, let's say on that one period of time where it did look sensible to end it, and like Cole and I had this, I think, desire to continue, and like
Mhm.
I think I at the time just had this desire to like see the show keep going, and I also have this like propensity to like if I am like given some responsibility of something, then I'm going to make sure that it lasts.
Well, and for the record, I just want to say to everybody at home, Chris might be one of the most organized and committed human beings that I've ever
Mhm.
met in my life.
For sure.
And
A
so
hundo.
so for Chris to be like, life's fucking crazy right now and I need us to take a step back. It was like, oh fuck. Like this is real.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I mean, just sort of sitting on as the shadow council sat on the planning meetings and just listened to Chris's plans and everything and looked at the Asana breakdown and all the documentation for the process and stuff. I mean, essentially what Chris did was he walked in, saw this super crazy fucking automobile I had built in a garage that was held together with like duct tape and post-it notes and Google Docs. And Chris was like, no, 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 no. We can do this better. So but yeah, so Chris, I just wanted to give you a shout out
no,
because yeah, you were fucking killing it.
yeah. Thank you. But
Agreed.
yeah, I think like if I am admitting, if we're being like really transparent, if I'm admitting things candidly, I would say
Chris, are your pants on or off right now?
they are definitely off. Today I think today was a no bones day, so
Oh my
Oh,
god.
no.
A no bone.
that's right. I
love
do
it.
TikTok marketing now.
I never thought I would hear no bones in this space.
Mhm. Mhm.
I think I bit off a little more than I could chew. You know, I think
It's a lot.
Cole and I both did, and I think that Cole it had the sense to sort of admit it and take a step back from it, and I had the stubbornness to say, "Well, I'm not gonna fucking
Yeah.
I'm not gonna fail."
Well, yeah, and everybody, yeah, I think unfortunately
Yeah.
it was sort of viewed as this. Well, again, I want to let everybody else have their piece, but I will just very quickly say that, like, personally, I didn't want to swoop in and be the angel of death, but I think from the outside looking in, from like me and Sam's perspective, kind of looking at what was going on, and then eventually, obviously, talking to everybody, there was just sort of this like weird sense that like everybody was like like doing like obligatory mountain moving, and it was like, guys, I like, the community is fucking awesome and I love these people, but also like, please don't destroy your souls just to like keep something going for the sake of keeping it going. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So it was sort of this like, at a certain point, like, I called Tori and like we all kind of talked and stuff, and it was like just kind of this moment of like, hey, it's okay to be tired, it's okay to stop now. But yeah, I don't know. Chris and Cole were very, very convincing, I think, on the phone call, because I think Chris was really fired up to cover some Kojima shit.
Well,
Mhm.
we had like really started planning already pretty earnestly
Yeah, you
about
guys,
all
yeah,
these
totally.
ideas, and like it was just a really fun, creative time for like all of us. Like Tori was joining in, and that was really
Mhm.
fun.
Yeah, and by the time I was joining in on calls and meetings and stuff, you guys already basically had season 3 mapped out, and it really didn't require much effort on my part. I got to kind of just jump in. So, Chris, huge kudos to you for that, because I know you had the largest hand in that.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
crazy. So for as much as
sure.
Zach James hated Kojima and Death Stranding, that is the inverse proportion to which Chris was very excited to record a Kojima podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, so yeah, Tori and Warren, I'll let you guys take it away. And yeah, obviously, I don't want to paint it as like a everybody was dying, and then we were like, we gotta cut the brakes or everyone's gonna die. Like, I think it was just it was more or less just kind of
Yeah.
like a, we sense something, and like better to go out on a high note than to like watch something fall off a cliff. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah. And
So
Sure.
I just want to say one more thing before Warren and Tori continue the tale, which I'm excited to hear. And it's all of that I said, you know, to you, Warren and Tori. I hope that you don't take that as any sort of diminishment of my own excitement in working in this project with you guys, because I was very excited, and then did actually very much enjoy working with you, you know, and uh, so I hope you don't take that as a reflection on either of my feelings towards you, you know. Uh,
Oh, not at all. It
Yeah,
was
not
it
at
was
all.
a blast through and through, and when you were available, like it we were all jiving and vibing and something else that rhymes with that, and
well, that's the thing is like
yeah.
I am not available. You know, I've
Yeah.
not been emotionally available or anything like that. Like 2020 fucking sucked for me. I killed my dog, you know, like shit.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
fuck that year.
yeah, it was
Oh.
rough.
Fuck everything about that year.
Oh,
And
rip.
so yeah, that's where my head's at.
Well, that's kind of a good segue into my testament. Uh,
Jesus.
I mean, I'll start it off on a positive note. Yeah, I'll take it back to when I jumped in. It was thrilling to be. What a thrill to be asked to come in and take the mantle for this show that had such a huge impact on my life up to that point, and beyond that point. At the time, my life was really stable, almost to a sickening degree. So a project of this magnitude sounded amazing, and to be able to have a hand in the thing that brought me so much joy, it felt really special. And maybe it should have at first, and I don't think it did feel as daunting as it later became. Because yeah, I mean, 2020 really fucking rocked everybody's boat. I think, and I'm no exception to that. Lots and lots of personal life changes. Just kind of threw my whole world upside down. Um, I also lost God, I'm sorry. I'm getting choked up. I also lost a job, and I moved to a new city. I got married. I got a puppy. Like all these huge things were happening at once, and I did my best to cope with them all, and still put every bit of energy I had left into producing the show to the best of my ability. Like Chris and Alessio said, it's a lot of work. When I added editing into the mix, that was um, a pretty a slow learning curve for me. It took me a while to feel like I was getting decent at it. In fact, by the time I felt like I was doing pretty okay, is when my emotional and mental availability started to wane, unfortunately. And then the beginning of 2021 was just not better. I still didn't have a job by like March. Starting to get a little depressed, starting to wonder, where things were going for me. My To be perfectly candid and transparent, like everybody is so wonderfully doing, uh lost that relationship and that marriage. Had to move out of that house that I just moved into a friend's house with a puppy that I was not prepared to take care of on my own, just like all this crazy shit. um and I just wasn't left with the bones to be able to carry out the show to the quality that I know I'm capable of. And that's when I really started to look at it and ask myself. It was a little later than it should have been. I feel like maybe I should have asked myself this question sooner, but uh, eventually I said, "Hey, am I still going to be able to put in the right amount of effort and not hate myself and my life?" And the answer pretty clearly, after some time, was no. And that was the biggest motivating factor for me, was the quality. We took this show that was already doing so well, reaching a lot of people and truly having an effect on their lives. Uh, and the fact that the quality on my end was starting to drop didn't sit very well with me. So yeah, that's kind of the whole spiel on my end. Just not wanting to, like Alessio said, not wanting to let this fall away in a miserable into a miserable pit of despair.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, so I know two things to be true, both before this episode and definitely now after this episode. And it's one, the most beautiful part of Metal Gear Mondays is the people.
Oh,
And
Aw.
two, Metal Gear Mondays eats podcasters. So Warren, what is your Metal Gear Mondays Vietnam story?
Sure. Well, I mean, I gotta say, so yeah, I was off the waiver wire, pulled in at right before the trade deadline. It was super early into the season. Obviously, I believe I was like episode 2 of like the true beginning of the game, because that was when Tori sort of implemented the character focus, the boss.
Yeah. I got a quick question actually for you guys, because I was listening back to Revengeance for something that the listener will hear later on. And did you guys ever publicly state why Warren appeared, or did he just appear and then roll with it? Because it felt like he just kind of appeared.
We touched on it very briefly.
Okay.
Just kind of a subtle nod to Cole having, like everybody else, some personal life stuff. I don't know how to put it, but
Yeah.
and then just kind of introduced Warren as stepping in to take the mantle.
Cool. Yeah. Sorry, I just want to bring that up as sort of like the origins.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we did agree that I just introduced the episode.
Yeah.
So, and then it was, hey, Chris, anything
Oh
we want to do
yeah.
before we start the episode? And he was just like, yeah, maybe we should talk about who you are, you know?
You're not Cole.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, as low as my voice it is no Cole Duncan.
Oh my
So there's
god,
nothing I could
man.
do about that. But yeah, no, I was a late acquisition. Chris did reach out to me shortly before Tori, basically just sort of pitching it out there, and
Well, Chris can only reach out shortly.
love it.
Oh, got
Hey,
him.
hey, hey.
So, that's my last short joke.
But what I would say is I sort of, when Chris had to step away with everything that was going on with him, and of course we were, doing our best to be like, hey man, how do you want to handle this? Do you want to keep it between us? Do you want to take some time? Is it a week? Is it a month? Is it a year? Like we were trying to still leave the olive branch out of like, hey man, whenever you're free, come on back, like take care of your stuff and we'll get going. So I tried to be sort of the planner, took over some of the Asana as far as like prepping future seasons and then letting everybody else sort of pick apart, what made more sense. And that's of course then Ryan, added 3 episodes to last season. So thank you.
Mm.
But I think the big thing with me was that 2020 wasn't, I mean, it was annoying for what I do for work, but 2021 easily has been the most challenging, demanding year of anything I've ever done in my entire life. And I'm as busy as I've ever been, only outside of Metal Gear Mondays, none of it was creative or fun.
Mm.
So I was in a band before, I was playing out shows, I was writing music, I'm doing parody songs for podcast networks and guesting and just having like a lot of fun doing things. Yeah, I'd be busy, but it was like it was a choice. Like I didn't have to, so I enjoyed that. And now it's just been I'm back in college to get a degree that makes more sense for the work I've been doing for almost 15 years. The job has dramatically changed for what I do. I mean, you guys heard the Wawa joke, but in the Northeast, there's a chain of food restaurants called Wawa that do a little bit of everything. I'm a general manager for that, and I'm not. I'm high enough on the chain that half of our country hates me because I'm the guy that hires you.
Hmm.
But then I'm also like undoubtedly the person who does more physical work than any other person I pay. Like literally everybody sees me there. I'm there every day. Like, so it's just been a little bit of everything. And I'm trying to balance of I'm really not the bad guy. I don't make people work doubles. I don't do any crazy work while trying to compartmentalize and keep a happy home, and get my schoolwork done and not let anything really falter, which has been, it's done, right? Like I'd like to say I succeeded, but doesn't make the journey kind of worth it is the problem. You know what I mean? And I'm trying to transition out of my current position because it has changed and I really don't like being the bad guy anymore. I used to like motivating and lifting people up and putting them in a position to take care of themselves and financially afford what they want to do with their lives. And now now I am an enemy because I even asked them to work, and it's just not a fun headspace to be in anymore. And felt like I, I basically projected that onto the podcast, right? Like, I don't want to I'm the guy that's going to, whatever you guys need, I'm here. And, I've kind of felt like I was starting to push, as opposed to just understanding that, people need to take a step back. You should too, including me. And I think that was like the biggest piece for me because I mean, I fingers crossed it gets better, but 2021 has only gotten worse for me. It's been a year of sacrifice of just other people are requiring me to do things for them, and I'm the kind of person that I will do it because I care and I
And
want.
we said no, Warren.
Yeah.
You're not doing anything anymore.
But yeah, I think it was a little bit of a like at least for me. Hold on, I got to do the same phrasing. So since we're being so transparent, we're talking about people and everything. I think a big chunk of it was me projecting that, like, I'm legitimately bummed I'm not like a musician right now. It's all like with my little Mega Men guys up here. I have a lot of music equipment that is getting dusty, and I pick up the acoustic just to kind of play with the cats who are my audience now. You know what I mean? And I think that since I haven't had that, and I've only been distracted with just kind of meeting a deadline, and Metal Gear Mondays wasn't that, but it just felt like another thing to complete at some point, and it just worry about, like I said, it's making it seem like it's a problem when I know it isn't, but the projection is there just because, it's more just get something else off the list because tomorrow 6 more things are going to get added. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Right, right, right.
Yeah.
Quick question, Warren, why do you feel like a bad guy for asking people to work?
Well, so no, I don't feel like a bad guy for asking people to
Oh,
work.
okay,
I
okay, okay.
am the bad guy because I'm asking them to work in the current climate.
Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha.
That's the issue. Like I
Yeah,
truly
yeah,
don't
yeah.
think I am. I've put some of my information in the Discord of just like I don't play the games of, oh, we have to watch budgets and no, I
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
bros all my associates prices. I manage like if I give you 6 months, you're gonna have a chance to promote. You're gonna have an opportunity if you want it. I don't
Mhm.
play games. I don't dangle carrots. I've been like that for so long, and it's put me in a position to really like my job and have hundreds of people that rely on me to be like, dude, Warren's got your back. If he says it, he's got you. And now I'm down to like 6 because they're either retiring or can't handle the job or had something happen in their personal life that they physically can't work because of all the shit that's been going on in the last 19 months.
Mhm.
And it's just like, I don't have a shit ton of money. I'm not a rich dude that gets to do what I want. I busted my ass to get where I am, and I do that by not stepping on other people. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And it seems like, oh, Warren just wants to burn you to the ground. It's like,
Mm.
you've known me for 38 days. I've been doing this for 15 years. Like, that's not fair,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well,
So,
and I think to some degree too, like, since we're all being transparent,
yeah,
Oh
there it
god.
is.
no, I think to some degree too. So, like Warren, I know that like sort of wrapped up in all of the like personal details of the story that you told. That like the core is, I would say, all of the cores to all of our stories are exactly what you said, which is perfect. Which
Mhm,
is like that we were all bringing all the other shit to the table.
mhm.
Mhm.
Mm.
Because like I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I had a little bit of a revelation doing this finale season where, so 6 months ago I found out I was bipolar, and that's just been like a whole thing for me. It's a good feeling to like be able to put a name to it.
Yeah,
Um,
big time.
but it became, and I don't want to bring it up for like boohoo, woe is me, whatever. Like I don't want to bring it up for that. I want to bring it up because it's important to the show and it's important to the 207, I guess 208 now episodes
Mhm,
that there will
yep.
be when it's over. The reason why the workload was so difficult for multiple people is because the one person who was doing 90% of it before was doing it out of mania, like
Mhm.
literally unhealthy mania. So I think there was this weird realization that I had while recording this finale that, like, in a weird way, like mental illness powered Metal Gear Mondays.
It makes sense though.
That's the most Kojima thing you've ever said.
It's
Mm.
great. Well, because like I don't, again, like I don't want to turn into like a soapbox thing, but it's like there we podcasted until I could barely stay awake, like a lot for
Mm,
this show. Just like we're doing interviews, like so Jeremy Blaustein and Donna Burke, they're in Japan. So our interview times for them were like 3:30 in the morning or something
yeah.
crazy. But it wasn't even just that, dude. Like we did double. I remember when me, Sam, and Isaac did Uzumaki and Silent Hill 2. We did that in the same recording session, you guys.
Ooh.
Oh
And those
my
are both
Woof.
god.
3-hour episodes.
If I was
Yeah, they
Oh
Sam,
my
I
are.
would have
god.
killed you.
Dude, yeah, so there was that shit. There was like, yeah, to kind of to what Warren was saying, like through most of this, like I was running a production company that I owned in St. Louis.
Mhm.
I like took one of our massive clients to court at one point. Like tons of personal shit has happened, I think, for
Mhm.
everybody during this podcast. But I just want to say, like, it just takes a toll and it takes a lot out of you. And I think for the people listening, like, we don't say these things to make you feel bad for liking the show. We just say these things so that you can understand who is behind the show,
Mm.
I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't want it to be a pity party or anything. And I also want it to be like as the finale season rolls out, which you guys are going to hear over the next few additional episodes. There's just like a lot of really, really great shit that people have like written into the show and said, or that people have sent audio messages for and all that stuff. So like every time somebody wrote in and said, I work at a hospital and every day it's hard for me to go to work, but you guys make me smile in my car.
Oh shit.
Mhm.
Or every
That's
time
awesome.
somebody, yeah, or like every time somebody wrote in and they were like, dude, I was crying listening to you guys today because you were reminding me of my childhood or
Ugh.
whatever. It's like anytime we got a note like that, I mean, because fuck, the show took a break like 3 times, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
When we were like, oh, we got to take a couple months off, which, like, in retrospect, Jesus Christ, we should have taken that break way
Yeah.
sooner. But every time we would take a break, it's like me, Sam, and Isaac would be talking, and then we would all talk about, like, hey, did you see the comment on YouTube or whatever? And we would all be like, saddle up, Seabiscuit, we got to go make people smile.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
And, like, again, I don't say that to make anybody feel bad, but, like, that was definitely the dynamic for us before we passed it off.
Yeah.
Well, and that's definitely the headspace I was in for the better part of this year. I mean, I don't even know if I can safely say, like Warren, I don't even know if I can say safely that this year has calmed down all that much for me yet. But yeah, trying to have fun and keep things light and goof around when uh personally I felt like everything as I knew it was being shattered. That's a tough thing to do, and I couldn't lie through it. You know, it's very easy to tell when you attempt to do something that your heart and your head is just not in, and that is also ultimately what led me to thinking an outro would be necessary in the near future. Plus, if I could just piggyback onto onto Alessio's big confession, I too am in the bipolar boat, Alessio. So you and I have something to bond over now.
Hell yeah. Is everybody bipolar? Is this what we're going to discover? Every host of Metal Gear Monday?
No.
Well, and the reason I'm bringing this up is because that has affected, I'm now realizing, my communication skills, and it affects the way that I interact with people while I'm stressed, especially, and that's also not an easy thing to put other people around. You know, I've had my share of freakouts or little meltdowns or whatever, and I walk away from them going, "God damn, what the hell was that?" I don't even, you know, it's just one
Totally.
more thing to feel bad about. And yeah, I just, not only did I not feel like I could do it to myself anymore, I didn't want to explode on anybody else anymore.
For sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
We could break the cycle.
Yeah.
Yes, we're the ones. Yeah, so if you're really into Dark Souls, this is the Dark Souls 3 ending of the DLCs where we say, fuck the cycle, we're just breaking it forever.
I was gonna say, are we charging hourly rates for this, Alessio? Seems like we're getting a lot out on our table right now.
We should. Well, and that's the other thing too, is like, I think there is a world where, had we been way more business savvy, Metal Gear Mondays would have somehow partnered up with like 2 or 3 other shows that maybe had different people running them, so that way they were feasible. And maybe there would have been some sort of network component, and then the shared shows would bring in enough of an audience to have like people legitimately be able to work part-time for the podcast.
Right.
But I think, like, and we kind of fooled ourselves, I think, early on into thinking maybe we can do that ourselves, which, like, it's dawned on me, like, early episodes, like, we do talk about shit like that possibly happening. And clearly it didn't. But, like, I think Metal Gear Mondays was always so niche that, like, this is the top for this. You know what I mean? Like, I know that there are YouTubers like Yang Yeah who cover a lot of Metal Gear stuff and have way more listeners or viewers than we do, but that's because they cover a whole lot of other shit.
Sure.
I think here, with it being explicitly Metal Gear, given, like, besides a couple of things here and there that are very loose, though I will say it's like all of like Silent Hill, Junji Ito stuff, all that stuff was always like very, very, very borderline related to Metal Gear.
Oh yeah, we were adjacent enough. Come on, we were adjacent enough.
But I think that sort of being our only rule is like, oh, it has to tie to Metal Gear. I think that really limits you to a certain extent. And it's like, I mean, other than the 1 or 2 gaps in coverage, so like, Chris, I still want to fucking play Snatcher and Police Knots with you.
Yeah.
Other than like 1 or 2 omissions, like, I don't really know what else there is to say about Kojima that hasn't been said in 300 hours, you guys.
Yeah,
300.
that
Yep.
also has weighed heavily on my mind. Just, you know, how could we keep this going in an interesting enough way, especially for people who have been listening since episode 1 or early episodes in general. That's I don't know. I'm saying this now, but then again, I every year feel like I need to have another playthrough of the series and listen to
Mhm.
episodes again. But at a certain point too, just from our position, taking over a show that has already pretty much covered all the ground and done it really well. It was hard to imagine being able to top that, let alone, live up to it. And I'm not saying I think we failed to produce interesting
Mhm.
and good content to listen to, but it felt increasingly more daunting to try and make the next thing better.
I'm really envious of what
Mhm.
you guys did with the portable ops season.
That was
Uh,
pretty cool shit, I won't lie.
it was
Yeah,
fucking
that was
sick.
awesome.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it was great. Like, if I could go back in time and do it all over again, I would have a developer or somebody close to the project on like every season talking about the thing we're covering.
Yeah.
Because like that
Well,
was phenomenal.
we lucked out super hard. I mean, and obviously it all started with your getting Ryan on the show, Alessio, but the fact that he's just such a fucking sweetheart for one, and so easy to talk to. He made those interview episodes so just a breeze to get through for one. But then bringing Kazuma Janucci on to produce more content for that season, that was just I couldn't have asked for any better way for the season to go.
Yeah.
Right.
Totally agree.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think all that being said, too, I just want to put a quick flag down here and say, because this has actually been asked a couple of times, the episodes are staying live, like all 208 episodes. You're going to hear me say 207 a lot on the finale season parts, but this is the addition. So all the 208 episodes, they're still going to be on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and all that stuff. So it's not like you won't be able to come back and listen to it again. But yeah, I have a question for you guys, and I should know this, and I might put my foot in my mouth. What was the next season going to be if MGMR continued?
It was going to be Peace Walker, right?
Peace Walker, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, because you guys are doing chronological.
Chronological. I have I have all the notes for
Oh
Peace
shit!
Walker ready to go.
Warren, you should put them up on Patreon.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I had it's just because I mean, I was trying to be, planned
Right,
ahead.
right.
So we had
Totally.
before we were done MGS3, we had approved all the notes for Portable Ops at that point.
That's
it
crazy.
wasn't. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
man,
tried to
I
be
was
as prepared as I could.
I was super impressed and only a little intimidated.
Well, and kind of like I shouted out Chris, like I definitely like much love to Tori and Warren on top of it, because like Warren 100% like what you said about your work ethic, like at the end of the day, no matter what, there is no denying that Warren did not fucking put time and effort into this show.
Oh, for sure.
That's
Because good goddamn,
1000% true.
good
1000%.
goddamn.
Well, thanks, guys. I appreciate
I
that.
want to say that everybody that I've worked with on this show ever has put in 1000% of effort. So I don't think
Yeah, for
there's
sure.
ever been an issue of anyone particular slacking, And I definitely feel that way about you, Warren and Tori,
For sure.
Yeah,
Well, and
I'll
Warren was
echo
sort of
that.
like cool Uncle Warren, because like constantly fucking putting together events for Patreon, doing a
Mhm.
bunch of the Discord streams for Halloween and stuff. Like,
So yeah,
yeah, I don't know, just crazy stuff. Everybody going above and beyond. But I think it's the proclivity that we all have to go above and beyond that is killing us.
Oops.
yeah.
Oops.
We kept
Well, see, in
playing.
2020, it was
Yes,
fun.
and
Yeah.
It's different now. I don't know what it is, man. It's a different world we live in.
Well, it's because 2020
weird.
never really ended. It's only gotten
Yeah.
worse.
That's true.
It's true.
Woof,
Chris, what were you going to say
that's-
before we went into hell for a second?
What was I going to say? I don't remember. It's some joke about something Warren said.
Love it.
Funny.
Hell yeah. I guess super quick lowdown on the episodes that you're going to hear. If this is your first time coming to this episode, what you're going to hear coming up is a teaser for the finale and then 4 final parts. And they're beefy episodes. They're like two and a half to 3 hours per. If you're like, oh, these sons of bitches, they're trying to get out with this hour-long apology episode, like, shut up. You're about to get 12 hours of content. But yes, they're pretty fun. They're very good. There's a lot of different variety, and I think you'll enjoy it. And I hope that everybody who's with me on this recording enjoys it as well, because trying to make sure that everybody smiles before the credits roll.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's weird. I never really realized. It wasn't until working on this show and then just a couple like pieces of art that I had like consumed over the last couple months. I never really realized. I always thought it was I'm trying to think how to put this into words, and I'm sorry guys. I had always been told that to do things for anyone other than yourself was wrong, and that trying to please other people is silly. And I agree that being a people pleaser is silly. What I don't agree with though is that you shouldn't do things for other people, and that you should always try to like watch out for yourself, or like make art for you. Don't make it for anybody else. Make it for you. And I think what I have learned through Metal Gear Mondays is that me making something for somebody else to smile and enjoy is me making it for me, because that's what I want. And I just, if that is the barometer to which we're grading Metal Gear Mondays, like I feel like we succeeded a million times over, because like I just feel like we did a really good job of making people laugh and making people have a good time. So
Yeah,
Word.
I 100% agree. That has been the engine for me without even thinking twice.
yeah, it's great. I don't know, it's super fun. It is weird that we picked this game series to turn into like a comedy podcast.
Yeah.
Uh,
There's some
but
good there's some fun moments that should, fuel that
yep,
from
for
this,
sure.
definitely.
Do you guys want to? Let's go around and fucking. I know there's gonna be a round table with you guys, but like, do you guys want to do like your final words? Is that too grandiose, too intense?
I guess I will just say that after all this time, I learned that yes, love can bloom on the battlefield.
Very nice. Is anybody
I like
else
that.
going to follow suit with a
Oh,
game quote?
also legs can fall off, so just
Very
be
easily.
careful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris,
Um,
you guys got anything? Final sign off. It can't
You
be
can,
like
Chris, if you want.
yeah.
it can't be like real winners eat their vegetables. You gotta have something real.
I don't know. I mean, I think at the end of the day, I hope that it stays out like as an inspired thing, and that people have learned that if they want to do something, they should just do it themselves too. Like this is totally community driven thing, or was, and if you want to like see something happen out there, just do it. If you don't know how, like ask somebody for help, talk to people, see how many people you can get around it.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
asking for help is a really good way to make friends.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I feel like outside of college and work, trying to make friends becomes a really daunting task. And even when you move
Mhm.
somewhere and you're like, I need to go network, um, the easiest fucking way to make friends and get people excited to be your friend is to be like, hey, I'm working on this thing and I really wanted to know if you could help me out, and like really just ask them questions and be like, I don't know, just open and be okay with making mistakes, because I think I can be a little bit of a perfectionist, but I think if I wasn't okay with making mistakes, I don't think Metal Gear Mondays would exist, and I don't think there would be so many recordings of me talking about masturbation now available on the internet. So I hope my parents don't listen to the finale. All right, Warren.
Yeah, and I think, I'm just outside of just being really grateful, and I think I can say I've said it on previous episodes, future episodes, with all the tough talk we talked about this, but this community has like been there, and honestly, like in a positive way, exclusively. Like just I've talked to this community more than people I see in real life. Uh, like they are my closer friends in this moment. You know what I mean? And that's just been like really important to me. Like having internet only friends. I'm kind of newer to that, and as in like the last 5 years, it's been common for me, but not as in depth as obviously MGM has been as I'm a host. So yeah, just really appreciative, really grateful. And anybody knows where to find me, so I'm not too worried about that. I guess the only request I would have is, because a few people did reach out to me, is they did want to make sure that there was a final let her rip, Jack.